Hey, Roger. Here is your website audit. So to start analyzing websites, it's really important to begin with looking at what people are searching. And so here we have realtor in Toronto. And of course, the very top search term is realtor. And it kind of goes down from there. So these are the different search terms that people are using variations of. And this column here represents how many searches per month are happening for those terms. I'd like to take these numbers with a grain of salt. Generally what I'm looking at when I'm looking at these numbers is this one is searched more than this one, and this one is searched more than that one. So it's more like a organization of which is searched more than like this is exactly how many times this term is searched for. With realtor, it's a little bit skewed, the data. I'll just show you here. As realtor.ca seems to take up most of the real estate. So it's not saying that it's not worth going for this term. It's just, it looks like it's going to be a real challenge. So it's like the bottom of page 2 is when like brokerages like yourself start to get found for that term. And so I based your audit on real estate agent. So real estate agent Toronto, again, kind of like the big players in the space are taking up the first few spots. And then this Harvey Callis is the first one. And then we actually had to go to page 2 to find other competitors. So we use these guys, and these guys. So we click onto their site. First thing we notice is maybe a little bit better user experience than yours. It's a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. But overall aesthetics don't have a huge ranking factor. So I'll just show you kind of what these guys' sites look like. And when we're scanning these sites, we're looking at kind of a few things. The first being how many written words are on the page. And when done right, it's actually pretty hard to tell how many written words are on a page. And I'll kind of show you that in a second. Again, like this site is really nice. They did a good job, except for some of their margins here. Could use a little bit of work. But basically what I'm looking at is, how many words are on their homepage. So these guys have 1,200 words. They've got their title filled in. It looks good. They've got their description filled in. So they're using like different keywords inside their titles and descriptions. One thing this site hasn't done well is their H tags. And so these are ranked in importance, and they stand for headings. So H1 is your first most important heading on your website, and H1 is actually what Google reads first about your website. And so this is like your perfect opportunity to tell Google your top keyword and the location you provide your service. So this person went with a branded title. And so it does say real estate and brokerage. I guess that's good, but I would have put like something like among the top real estate agents in Toronto or something like that in your H1 tag. And also very important is to only have one H1 tag. So these guys have 4, and so at least like the 3 are the same, but this is conflicting with this, and so this is actually like negating anything that happened with this. But again, 1,200 words. $2,800 words. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of deceiving. It doesn't look like this site had a lot more words, but he's done a good job in hiding it. And I'll show you a couple of examples of what that means. Title looks good. 1 character over, not that big a deal. Description, again, using kind of the keywords. But H tags, again, a big miss here, more than 1. And really, this would be kind of the best one he has. But other than that, like, they're not saying anything about what he does, where he does it. These guys only have 500 words. Their title is way over. And their description is way over. Although, you know, they're using the right words and they have the right idea, but just some fine tuning here to bring it back within kind of the character limit. Only 1 H1 tag, which is good. So they've done that right. You're allowed to have more than H2 and H3. You're allowed to have more than one of those, so that's okay. But again, not really using these to the best of their ability. And finally, this one, 1,100 words. These guys are within the limits. Real estate agent, realtor, so that's great. Toronto and Toronto, that's awesome. And they've done a good job here as well. But I mean, look at this, all H1 tags, not saying anything except for this one, Toronto real estate, but complete waste here. And so overall, just based on like kind of looking at their on-site SEO optimization, there is definitely opportunity here to make a go at these guys. When we're talking about kind of hiding content and like how do these guys fit so much words on a page without it looking like this. So this is kind of a good example. So these are all drop downs. This is still read as content on the home page. So you can really like get creative with these drop downs. You can hide a lot of content that way. And I think with this guy, these things might be homepage content. No. So then let's look at your site. So you do have like a nice bit of content here, which is good. You've got 540 words. So among the bottom of your top competitors. Toronto real estate, that's good. I don't mind the branded thing inside your title. So I think like that's okay. But maybe with Toronto real estate, you could say Toronto real estate agent, as agent is a little bit more of a buyer intent keyword as opposed to real estate. Your H1, I would definitely optimize this more for your top keyword as opposed to being branded. And again, kind of the rest of your H tags, at least you've done a good job with mixing them up. You don't have more than one H1, but you could definitely use more keywords in here along with particular locations would be great. So in terms of, you know, your home page, there's definitely room for improvement here. Another thing that kind of jumped off the page at me was just like somebody's ability to contact you when they come to this page. It's kind of not super obvious. So I did notice like you do have a contact us button here. Generally people are looking in this area for a contact. And so when we look at, you know, these guys, they have this, It's okay. I'm not crazy about it. It's not that great, but at least it's here. These guys, click to call right at the very top. These guys missed the mark here as well. But these guys actually did the best job. So here's their actual phone number, which is a click to call. Here's a click to call text, and here's a text us. And so literally any means of contact is just like right here, and it's here the whole time. So no matter where they are on this page, or probably anywhere on their site, they're easily accessible. So that's important. The next thing would be, I looked up, what keywords are you being found for right now? And these are the words that your site is being found for online right now. And I would say not great. When we look at, what are these guys being found for? They're being found for tons and tons and tons of stuff. So they're on the first page of Google from here all the way up. I mean, some of these maybe aren't the most searched terms, but Toronto real estate brokerage, Toronto real estate brokers, these are big ones. It's great. These guys, kind of same idea. They've got just tons and tons and tons of keywords. Again, pretty similar situation, but I mean, luxury real estate agent Toronto, not a ton of searches, but he only needs to land one listing a month out of this, and it's great. Chestnut Park, very similar situation here, tons and tons of keywords. And then the So and Co, a few less, but still considerably more than you. So you might be asking how do you get found for more keywords? And that's a great question. It does come down to content on the page, comes down to interlinking. So the things you have links to back and forth, which also tie into the blog section. So these guys have 6 blogs per page at 69 pages of blogs. So 6 times 69, that's how many blog posts they have. And I mean, they've been doing it kind of a long time. So of course they have a lot of blog posts. But when you click into these things, maybe this first one isn't the best example. Let's just see, go back here. So generally speaking, these guys maybe haven't done this as well as they could have. Doing your blog post, that's great. But what helps you get more keywords is finding the things that are related to what your homepage is about, and you would link from your blog back to your homepage, and that would build kind of a keyword list as well. So content and amount of content is a really big factor when ranking in Google. And so the next thing we like to do is see how many pages are on this site. And so with Harvey Kellis, he's got 1,800 pages being found on Google right now on this website. So that's a pretty massive amount. 1,100 pages. 25,000 pages. And again, amongst the lower ones, but 440 pages. We come to you, and you may or may not have more than 7 pages. but this is all Google's index on your site. And when we look at, okay, well, you do have a blog here, but the blog is empty. So yeah, there's definitely room for improvement here. From what I see, based on their on-site optimization, your competitors, there's definitely room to do better than your top competitors. But the big strategy is to get on the content game and start posting blog posts and just updating content on a very regular basis. That's going to be your kind of key to success here. So let me know if you have any questions, and yeah, happy to talk more about it. Thanks.